Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe slowly. Right now, in this very instant, something invisible surrounds you completely. Not air, not sound. Something far more profound and mysterious. It passes through your body, through this room, through entire galaxies without ever touching them. It has no color, no temperature, no light, yet it holds everything together. It is the invisible skeleton of existence itself. Have you ever wondered why the universe does not collapse? Why galaxies spin in perfect harmony when mathematics says they should fall apart? Why planets orbit stars with such precision, guided by forces we cannot see or measure directly? The answer lies in something science calls dark matter, not darkness, not empty space, an actual substance, a presence so vast that it outnumbers all visible matter by 5 to 1. This is the foundation of our exploration tonight. We are about to journey into the invisible architecture of reality, into a mystery that has captivated the greatest minds in physics for decades. What we discover will change how you perceive the world around you, and perhaps how you understand your own place within this cosmic dance. Before we begin this journey together, I invite you to subscribe to the Relaxing Science channel. Give this video a like and share with us below where you are listening from right now, and what time it is in your location. Your presence matters. Your perspective adds to our collective understanding. Now let us breathe together and allow this exploration to unfold gently, like a flower opening to morning light. Imagine standing in complete darkness, not the darkness of night, where your eyes eventually adjust and find starlight. This is absolute darkness. No photons, no electromagnetic radiation, no waves of light traveling to your eyes. Yet in this darkness, something moves, something holds, something structures the very fabric around you. This is what scientists encounter when they study the cosmos at its deepest level. For centuries, we believed light revealed everything. Light was truth, light was knowledge. A star shines, we see it. A planet reflects sunlight, we observe it. A galaxy glows with billions of stars, we measure it. Our entire understanding of the universe was built on what we could see, what we could detect, with instruments sensitive to light and radiation. Then, in the 1930s, something unexpected happened. An astronomer named Fritz Zwicky was observing a distant cluster of galaxies through his telescope. He measured how fast these galaxies were moving, how they orbited around their common center of gravity. According to the laws of physics, according to Newton's mathematics and Einstein's theories, these galaxies should not hold together. They should scatter like marbles rolling across a table. The gravitational pull from all the visible matter, all the stars and gas clouds he could see and measure, was simply not enough to keep them bound. Yet they remained together, perfectly stable, moving in harmony. Zwicky made a bold conclusion. There must be matter we cannot see, invisible matter. Matter that exerts gravitational force but produces no light. He called it dark matter. For decades, scientists dismissed this idea. It seemed too strange, too impossible. How could something exist if we could not see it? But observations kept returning the same message. Galaxies rotated too fast. Galaxy clusters moved too quickly. The universe itself expanded in ways that defied explanation if we only counted visible matter. Slowly, reluctantly, the scientific community accepted the truth. The universe is not what we see. The universe is mostly invisible. Today we know that everything you have ever seen, every star, every planet, every atom in your body, every person you have ever loved, comprises only about 5% of the universe. The remaining 95% is invisible. Some of it is dark energy, something even more mysterious that pushes the universe apart. But the majority of that invisible portion is dark matter, a substance that surrounds us, passes through us, holds galaxies together, and yet remains completely undetectable by any instrument that measures light. This creates a profound paradox. We live in a universe where most of reality is fundamentally beyond our perception. Our eyes evolved to detect visible light because it helped our ancestors survive on Earth. But visible light is merely a thin slice of the electromagnetic spectrum, a narrow window through which we observe existence. Beyond that window lies vastness we cannot directly see. Scientists have developed clever methods to detect dark matter indirectly. They measure the gravitational effects it produces. They observe how galaxies move and rotate, then calculate backward to determine how much invisible matter must be present to explain that motion. It is like observing wind moving trees but never seeing the wind itself. You know it exists because you witness its effects. You measure its presence through the consequences it creates. Dark matter has no temperature. It produces no radiation. It does not interact with electromagnetic forces. Photons pass through it without deflection. Light travels through dark matter as if it were not there. Yet gravitationally, dark matter is immensely powerful. It bends space and time around itself. It curves the paths of light from distant stars. This bending, called gravitational lensing, provides one of our clearest proofs that dark matter exists. Imagine walking through a house in complete darkness. You cannot see the walls, the furniture, the doorways, but you can navigate by feeling the air currents, by hearing echoes, by sensing the presence of objects through indirect means. This is how scientists study dark matter. They cannot see it directly, they cannot touch it, they cannot measure it with traditional instruments, but they sense its presence through gravity, through its effects on visible matter, through the way it structures the entire cosmos. This invisible presence forms a kind of cosmic web. Filaments of dark matter stretch across the universe like threads in an enormous tapestry. Galaxies form where these filaments intersect, like pearls strung on invisible strings. The visible universe, all the light and stars and galaxies we observe, exists within this dark matter framework. We are, in essence, floating within an invisible ocean of gravitational influence. As you relax into this understanding, allow yourself to feel connected to this cosmic architecture. You are not separate from this mystery. The atoms in your body were forged in stellar furnaces. The gravitational fields that hold you to Earth are part of the same universal system shaped by dark matter. You exist within this invisible structure, held in place by forces that transcend our ordinary perception. The universe invites us to expand our understanding beyond what our eyes can see. It teaches us that reality extends far beyond our sensory limitations, and this is only the beginning of our exploration. We are about to discover how scientists measure the unmeasurable, how they detect the undetectable, and how this invisible ghost matter holds the entire cosmos in its silent, eternal embrace. Light has traveled across the universe for billions of years, carrying stories from distant stars and galaxies. Yet despite its incredible journey, light tells us only a fraction of what truly exists. Imagine standing in a vast library where 95% of the books remain invisible to your eyes. You cannot see them, cannot touch their pages, cannot read their words, but their presence shapes everything around you. This is the fundamental limitation we face when observing our cosmos. The human eye evolved to perceive visible light, a narrow band of electromagnetic radiation. Within this spectrum, we see colors from deep red to violet. Beyond these boundaries lies an entire universe of invisible radiation: infrared, ultraviolet, X-rays, gamma rays. Yet even when we extend our instruments to detect these wavelengths, we still capture only a tiny fraction of reality. Light, in all its forms, cannot interact with dark matter. It passes through it without collision, without reflection, without any conversation between the two. Think of it this way. A lighthouse beam sweeps across an ocean at night. The light illuminates water, reveals waves, shows us the surface. But beneath those waves exists an entire ecosystem the beam never touches. Fish swim in darkness. Creatures move through depths the light cannot reach. The ocean's structure, its currents, its temperature gradients, these exist independent of whether the lighthouse shines. Similarly, dark matter exists independent of light's presence. Scientists in the early 20th century began noticing something peculiar. When they observed galaxies rotating, the stars at the edges moved far too quickly. According to calculations based on visible matter alone, these outer stars should have flown away into space. The gravitational pull from visible stars and gas should have been insufficient to hold them, yet they remained, orbiting in stable patterns. Something invisible was holding them in place. This discovery emerged not from direct observation, but from mathematical contradiction. The universe was behaving in ways that visible matter could not explain. Astronomers realized they were witnessing gravitational effects from something they could not see. The invisible was revealing itself through its influence on the visible. As telescopes improved and observations accumulated, the evidence became overwhelming. Galaxies moved through space in ways that defied explanation unless vast quantities of unseen matter surrounded them. Clusters of galaxies held together through gravitational forces far stronger than their visible components could provide. The universe's large-scale structure, the cosmic web itself, required an invisible scaffolding. Yet here lies the profound paradox. We cannot measure dark matter directly. We cannot shine light upon it and observe its reflection. We cannot heat it and detect its radiation. We can only infer its presence through gravitational effects. Imagine trying to understand a person by watching only their shadow. You see movement, you perceive shape, you sense presence, but you never see the person themselves. This limitation has driven scientists to develop ingenious methods. They measure the rotation curves of galaxies, charting how orbital speeds change at different distances from galactic centers. They observe gravitational lensing, where massive concentrations of matter bend light from distant objects, creating distorted images. They study the cosmic microwave background radiation, the ancient light from the universe's infancy, which carries imprints of dark matter's distribution. Each method provides clues, pieces of a puzzle that remains fundamentally incomplete. The universe, it seems, has constructed a reality where the majority of its substance remains beyond direct human perception. This is not a limitation of current technology alone. Physicists suspect it may be a fundamental limitation of how light and matter interact. Dark matter appears to exist in a realm that light cannot penetrate, that heat cannot warm, that radiation cannot excite. It is present everywhere, passing through planets, through your body, through every atom of your being. Yet it remains utterly silent, utterly invisible. Consider the implications. Every galaxy you see through a telescope contains roughly 5 to 6 times more dark matter than visible matter. The visible universe, all the stars, planets, nebulae, and galaxies that have captivated human imagination, comprises only a small fraction of what actually exists. We are like creatures living on the surface of an ocean, observing only the waves and spray, completely unaware of the depths beneath. This realization transforms how we understand reality. The universe is not primarily composed of the things we can see. Light, that fundamental tool of observation, reveals only the minority of existence. The majority remains hidden, accessible only through its gravitational influence. Scientists continue developing new instruments and techniques, hoping to understand dark matter's nature more deeply. Yet with each discovery, the mystery seems to deepen rather than resolve. Where are you in this moment? Perhaps you sit in a room with light streaming through windows. That light has traveled from the sun, carrying energy and illuminating your surroundings. Yet at this very instant, dark matter passes through those same walls, through the light, through you. It exerts its gentle gravitational pull, shaping the structure of galaxies billions of light years away. The invisible universe surrounds you completely, indifferent to human perception. This limitation of light does not diminish its beauty or importance, rather, it humbles us. It reminds us that observation and perception are not the same as understanding. The universe extends far beyond what our eyes can witness, what our instruments can measure, what our minds can easily comprehend. In acknowledging this limitation, we open ourselves to wonder. Imagine standing in absolute darkness. You cannot see your hand before your face, yet you feel the gentle pull of something around you, a presence, a force. This is what gravity reveals about dark matter, not through sight, but through touch, through the invisible hand that moves everything. Gravity is the only language dark matter speaks. While light bounces off surfaces and travels through space, gravity operates in silence. It does not announce itself. It simply acts. And when scientists look at galaxies spinning through the cosmos, they notice something profound. These galaxies move too fast. The visible stars and gas should fly apart, scattered like leaves in a hurricane. Yet they remain bound together, held by an invisible embrace. This is where dark matter whispers its presence. Think of a dancer performing in complete darkness. You cannot see the dancer, but you see the wind they create. You feel the air moving. You hear the rhythm of their steps echoing through the room. Gravity works this way with dark matter. We do not see it directly. We see only its effects, the way it bends space around it, the way it pulls on everything nearby. The gravitational whisper is constant. It surrounds you right now. You are not floating in empty space. You are immersed in an invisible ocean of dark matter. This ocean has structure. It flows. It connects. Galaxies like ours sit within this cosmic web like islands in an infinite sea, held in place by threads of dark matter that we cannot touch or see. Scientists discovered this truth through careful observation. They measured the rotation of galaxies, how fast the outer edges spin around the center. According to visible matter alone, the outer edges should move slowly, like the edge of a spinning record that plays too slowly, but they do not. They move quickly, too quickly. This excess speed revealed something hidden. The mathematics was clear. For galaxies to spin this way, far more mass must exist than what light reveals. Invisible mass, everywhere, surrounding every galaxy like an invisible halo. Gravity became the detective's magnifying glass. Your own body experiences this gravitational pull constantly. The dark matter surrounding Earth, surrounding our solar system, surrounding you, it pulls gently. Its effect is so subtle, so woven into the fabric of existence, that you do not notice it as separate from normal gravity. It is gravity. It is the same force that holds you to the ground, that keeps the moon orbiting Earth, that binds galaxies together. But the scale changes everything. On small scales, your body, your city, even your planet, the visible matter dominates. The Earth's gravity comes mostly from the rock and iron beneath you. But step back. Look at the galaxy. Look at clusters of galaxies. Now dark matter's voice grows louder. Now it becomes the dominant force. Now the invisible outweighs the visible by a factor of 5. This is humbling. This is transformative. Consider the Bullet Cluster, a famous collision of two galaxy clusters. When these massive structures smashed together billions of years ago, the visible matter, gas and plasma, collided and slowed down like two cars crashing. But the dark matter passed right through, unaffected. Gravity revealed this separation. The visible matter and the dark matter once together, now separated by the collision. Scientists could see the gravitational effects in two different locations, proving that dark matter exists independently from visible matter. Gravity mapped the invisible. Now pause, breathe, feel the weight of this knowledge. Everything you know, every star, every planet, every atom in your body exists within a matrix of dark matter. You are not separate from it, you are embedded in it. The universe's skeleton is made of something you cannot see, cannot touch, cannot measure directly. Yet it holds everything together. This is the gravitational whisper that shapes reality. In your own life, you might feel forces you cannot explain, patterns that guide you, connections that seem coincidental but feel purposeful. Science reveals that the universe operates this way too. Invisible forces guide visible matter. Hidden structures determine what we see. The universe is far more connected than our eyes suggest. Dark matter does not shine. It does not reflect light. It does not emit radiation. It simply exists, quietly pulling everything toward itself, weaving galaxies into cosmic structures, creating the architecture of existence. And gravity is the only tool that reveals its presence. Where are you listening from right now? What time is it there? I'd like to know. Share your location and the time in the comments below. As we continue this journey into the invisible universe, your presence here in this moment connects you to the same cosmic web that holds galaxies together. The gravitational whisper surrounds you. It always has. Now you know it is there. Now that you understand gravity reveals what light cannot, let's explore how scientists actually measure this invisible force. Think of dark matter as a detective mystery, where the criminal never appears, yet leaves footprints everywhere. Astronomers cannot see dark matter directly. They cannot photograph it, cannot shine light upon it, cannot capture it in any telescope, yet they know it exists with absolute certainty. How? Through the art of cosmic detective work. They observe the effects and work backward to understand the cause. Imagine watching a dancer perform in complete darkness. You cannot see the dancer's body, but you see the stage beneath their feet, trembling with each movement. You hear the rhythm of their steps. You feel the displacement of air. From these clues alone, you reconstruct the dancer's presence and movements. This is precisely how astronomers detect dark matter. The first method involves measuring galactic rotation curves. When astronomers observe a spinning galaxy, they measure how fast different regions rotate. Stars near the galaxy's edge should move slowly, just as distant planets in our solar system move slower than those near the Sun. But something strange happens. Stars at the edge move just as fast as those near the center. This defies all predictions based on visible matter alone. The mathematics is clear. The visible stars and gas cannot provide enough gravitational pull to hold those outer stars in place at such speeds. Something invisible must be there, exerting tremendous gravitational force. That something is dark matter, creating a massive halo surrounding each galaxy, invisible yet undeniably present through its gravitational effects. Scientists measure this by analyzing light from distant stars. They use the Doppler effect, the same principle that makes an ambulance siren sound higher-pitched as it approaches and lower-pitched as it moves away. When a star moves toward Earth, its light shifts slightly toward the blue end of the spectrum. When it moves away, the light shifts toward red. By measuring these tiny shifts, astronomers calculate precise velocities and discover the rotational anomalies that betray dark matter's presence. Another detective technique involves gravitational lensing. Imagine looking at a distant galaxy through a cosmic magnifying glass. When dark matter concentrates in certain regions of space, its gravity bends light, traveling through the universe, much like a glass lens bends light. The light from a distant galaxy gets warped and magnified as it passes through this invisible gravitational field. Astronomers study these distortions, measure the bending angles, and calculate how much invisible mass must be present to create such effects. This method is remarkably precise. By mapping where light bends most dramatically, scientists create invisible maps of dark matter distribution. They see it clustering around galaxy clusters, forming bridges between them, creating a cosmic architecture that visible matter alone could never support. The universe reveals its hidden skeleton through this gentle bending of light. A third approach examines galaxy clusters themselves. When multiple galaxies orbit together, bound by gravity, astronomers can measure their speeds and calculate the total mass needed to hold them in gravitational embrace. Again and again, the numbers reveal the same truth. The visible matter, all the stars and gas and dust combined, accounts for only a small fraction of the required mass. The rest must be dark matter, invisible yet gravitationally overwhelming. Consider the Bullet Cluster, one of the most striking pieces of evidence. Two massive galaxy clusters collided billions of years ago. When they crashed together, the visible matter, the hot gas and stars, slowed down and clumped at the collision point. But the dark matter passed straight through, barely interacting with anything. Scientists observed this separation directly. The gravitational effect centered where the dark matter had passed through, while the visible matter remained at the collision site. This proved dark matter's existence beyond any reasonable doubt. Modern telescopes equipped with sensitive instruments measure these cosmic phenomena with extraordinary precision. Spectroscopes break light into its component colors, revealing velocity information. Photometers count individual photons arriving from distant objects. Gravitational wave detectors, newly developed, even sense the ripples in space-time itself, created by massive objects moving through the cosmos. Yet despite all these sophisticated methods, scientists have never directly detected a dark matter particle. They measure only its gravitational effects. They infer its presence from the universe's behavior. They map its distribution through its influence on light and motion. In a sense, dark matter remains the ultimate mystery. Science has developed an entire methodology around something it cannot directly observe. This reveals something profound about reality itself. The universe operates on principles that extend far beyond human sensory perception. Your eyes evolved to detect visible light, a tiny fraction of electromagnetic radiation. Your hands evolved to manipulate objects at human scales. Yet the universe contains vast realms of existence completely invisible to these senses. Dark matter inhabits these realms. shaping cosmic structure through forces we can only measure indirectly. Where are you listening from right now? And as you contemplate this invisible universe surrounding you, what thoughts arise in your mind? Take a moment to sit with that question. The answer might reveal something about how you perceive reality itself. Now that you understand how scientists detect dark matter through its gravitational fingerprints, imagine stepping back to see the bigger picture. What emerges is not random chaos, but something far more profound. A cosmic architecture so vast and intricate that it connects every star, every galaxy, every particle of light across billions of light years. This is the cosmic web, and you are floating within it right now. Picture the universe not as isolated islands of galaxies scattered through empty space, but as a living network. Galaxies are not randomly distributed. They cluster together, form groups, and align along invisible pathways. These pathways are not made of matter you can see. They are made of dark matter, the universe's hidden skeleton that holds everything in place. Think of it like this. Imagine a vast spider web stretching across an endless night sky. The web's threads are invisible, yet they guide every drop of morning dew to rest exactly where it must. That dew is ordinary matter, stars, planets, light. The web itself is dark matter. Without the web, the dew would fall endlessly into chaos. With it, everything finds its place. Scientists discovered this web by studying the universe's largest structures. When they mapped where galaxies exist, they noticed something remarkable. Galaxies were not evenly spread out. Instead, they gathered along filaments, creating walls and voids. Where the filaments intersected, massive clusters formed. Where nothing seemed visible, vast empty spaces yawned. But here is the mystery that kept astronomers awake at night. The visible matter alone could not explain these structures. The gravity from all the stars, gas, and dust was far too weak to pull galaxies into such precise patterns. Something else was holding everything together. Something invisible, something massive. That something is dark matter, and it forms the universe's true skeleton. Imagine zooming out from Earth, past the solar system, beyond the Milky Way. As you rise higher and higher, you begin to see filaments of galaxies stretching across space like threads in an infinite tapestry. These filaments are not solid. They are concentrations of dark matter, with ordinary matter clinging to them like frost on a spider's web. The cosmic web has a structure. It is not random. Along the filaments, galaxies cluster together in groups and superclusters. Between the filaments lie vast voids, regions nearly empty of galaxies where dark matter is sparse. These voids are not truly empty. Dark matter still flows through them, but in much lower concentrations. Scientists measure the cosmic web by studying galaxy distributions. They use telescopes to map billions of galaxies across space and time. By analyzing their positions and movements, they reconstruct the underlying dark matter structure. The pattern that emerges is breathtaking, a cosmic network so intricate that it seems almost designed. But what holds this web together? Gravity alone, acting across incomprehensible distances, pulling and shaping matter according to laws established at the universe's birth. Dark matter provides the gravitational scaffolding. Ordinary matter clings to it, forming galaxies that light up the darkness. Light travels along the filaments, allowing us to see the web's structure reflected in the positions of stars and galaxies. You exist within this web. Your atoms were forged in stellar furnaces billions of years ago. Those atoms fell along dark matter filaments, gathered into the Milky Way, and eventually coalesced into the solar system, Earth, and you. The dark matter that surrounds you now is the same dark matter that shaped your existence from the beginning. Consider this gently. Every breath you take, every thought you have, occurs within an invisible field of dark matter. This field has been present since the universe's infancy. It has guided the formation of every structure you see. Galaxies spiral within it, stars orbit within it, light bends around it. And you, this conscious awareness reading these words, exist suspended within it. The cosmic web is not hostile. It is neutral, patient, eternal. It does not judge or interfere. It simply holds everything in place, allowing stars to shine, planets to orbit, and life to emerge. It is the universe's quiet foundation, the invisible architecture upon which all visible reality rests. Scientists continue mapping this web with increasing precision. New telescopes reveal finer details of the filaments. Supercomputer simulations recreate how dark matter networks formed over billions of years. Each discovery deepens the mystery rather than solving it. The more we learn about the cosmic web, the more we realize how little we truly understand. And that is beautiful. It means there is still infinite wonder waiting to be discovered. Where are you listening from? And what time is it there? I would like to know if you are experiencing this cosmic perspective from a quiet room, perhaps preparing for sleep, or from somewhere else entirely. Your location connects you to this cosmic web in a unique way. You are part of Earth, which orbits a star, which spirals within a galaxy, which clings to a dark matter filament that stretches across the universe. You are not separate from this cosmic web, you are woven into it. As you continue breathing, imagine the invisible threads of dark matter passing through your body, through the walls around you, through the planet beneath you. These threads have existed since before Earth formed. They will persist long after humanity fades. They are patient, they are eternal, and they connect you to every star, every galaxy, every particle of light in the universe. The cosmic web holds everything in place, and right now it is holding you. Right now, as you breathe, billions of galaxies are spinning through the darkness. Each one turns, rotates, moves through space with a rhythm that should not exist. This is where our story deepens. This is where invisible becomes undeniable. In the early 20th century, astronomers noticed something peculiar. They measured how fast galaxies rotate. They calculated the visible stars, the glowing gas, the dust clouds, everything they could see. Then they did the mathematics. They asked a simple question: how much mass do you need to hold this spinning disk together? The answer was troubling. Every galaxy they observed spun too fast, far too fast. According to the visible matter alone, these cosmic wheels should have flown apart centuries ago. The outer regions should have scattered into space like water from a spinning bucket, yet they held together. They remained intact. They continued their eternal dance. This discovery became the first real evidence that something invisible was there. Think of it like this. Imagine a carousel spinning in the night. You see the horses, the lights, the structure. You measure everything visible. But when you calculate how fast it spins, the mathematics tells you it should collapse. The visible structure alone cannot explain the motion. Something unseen must be holding it together. Something with mass. Something with gravity. For galaxies, that something is dark matter. Scientists realize that each galaxy sits within an invisible halo. This halo is not made of stars or planets. It is not made of gas or light. It is made entirely of dark matter. This halo extends far beyond the visible galaxy, reaching into the darkness like an invisible sphere of gravitational influence. The visible galaxy floats within this sphere like a jewel in an invisible crown. The rotation curves told the story. When astronomers plotted how fast stars move at different distances from a galaxy's center, they expected a specific pattern. Stars closer to the center should move faster. Stars farther away should move slower. This is what gravity predicts. This is what the visible matter would create. But the observations revealed something different. Stars far from the galactic center moved just as fast as those near the middle. The rotation remained flat across the entire disk. This flatness could only mean one thing. Invisible mass surrounded the galaxy. This invisible mass extended outward, providing additional gravitational pull that kept distant stars moving at high speeds. The mathematics was inescapable. For every star of visible matter, there had to be 5 or 6 times more dark matter. The universe's architecture was not what we saw. It was what we could not see. This realization changed everything. Scientists began to understand that dark matter was not rare. It was not a small correction to their calculations. Dark matter was fundamental. It was the dominant form of matter in the universe. The stars, planets, galaxies, and all the light we see represents only a small fraction of reality. The rest is darkness. The rest is silence. Yet this silence has weight. This darkness has presence. This invisibility has consequence. Imagine standing on Earth, looking at the night sky. Every star you see, every galaxy visible through the most powerful telescopes, exists within an invisible halo of dark matter. That halo is real, it has mass, it bends space and time. It holds galaxies together through the relentless pull of gravity. You stand on a planet orbiting a star that orbits within a galaxy that floats within an invisible cosmic sphere. The invisible is not less real, it is more real. Scientists continue to study these rotation curves. They map how fast galaxies spin at different distances from their centers. Each measurement adds another piece to the puzzle. Each observation confirms the presence of invisible mass. The pattern repeats across billions of galaxies. The mathematics remains consistent. The conclusion is unavoidable. Dark matter is everywhere. It surrounds us. It holds us. It shapes the very structure of space itself. This discovery happened through careful observation and mathematical reasoning. No one has ever seen dark matter directly. No one has ever touched it or captured its light. Yet we know it exists because of its effects. We know it is there because of what it does. Gravity reveals what light cannot. This is the power of invisible things. They shape reality through their presence, not through their visibility. Dark matter does not shine. It does not emit heat or radiation. It simply exists quietly everywhere, holding the cosmos together. And within this invisible structure, you exist. Your atoms, your body, your consciousness, all move through space that is shaped by dark matter. You are held by gravity that is mostly invisible. You are part of a cosmic architecture that extends far beyond what your eyes can perceive. The spinning galaxies are not anomalies. They are proof. They are messages from the universe telling us that reality is far larger than what we can see. The rotation curves whisper the same truth across billions of light years. The invisible is the foundation. The invisible is the truth. The invisible is what holds everything together. As you continue breathing, as your heart continues beating, remember this. You exist within layers of invisible reality. Gravity surrounds you. Dark matter holds you. The universe spins around you with a rhythm that is perfectly balanced by forces you cannot see, but can absolutely feel. The cosmos is not silent. It is speaking through mathematics, through motion, through the gentle pressure of invisible gravity. Listen to it, feel it. Understand that the deepest truths are often the ones we cannot see. Imagine light traveling through the cosmos for billions of years, crossing vast distances, only to encounter something invisible that bends its path. This is not magic. This is gravitational lensing, one of the most profound ways we detect what cannot be seen. Light always travels in straight lines. This is one of the universe's fundamental rules. Yet when light passes near massive objects, something extraordinary happens. Space itself curves around them, and light follows that curve. It bends. We see this bending as distortion. Think of it this way. Imagine a rubber sheet stretched flat. Place a heavy ball in the center. The sheet curves downward around that ball. Now roll a marble across the sheet. The marble's path bends as it approaches the curve. The marble does not choose to curve. It simply follows the shape of the surface beneath it. Light behaves the same way. It follows the curves in space itself. When massive objects bend space around them, light bends too. This is Einstein's gift to our understanding. Space is not empty. Space has shape. Space can curve. Now here is where dark matter reveals itself. When astronomers observe distant galaxies, they sometimes notice something peculiar. The image of a faraway galaxy appears distorted. Its light has bent. But there is nothing visible between us and that galaxy. No ordinary matter, no stars, no gas clouds, nothing we can see. Yet the light still bends. This means something massive must be there, something invisible, something that curves space so profoundly that light cannot pass straight through. That something is dark matter. The universe is using light itself as a messenger, telling us about the invisible architecture surrounding us. Scientists call this gravitational lensing. They use it as a tool. They observe the distortion patterns of light. They measure how much the light bends. From that bending, they calculate how much mass must be present. They work backward from the effect to understand the cause. The precision is remarkable. A single distant galaxy's light can be bent into multiple images. Sometimes 4 copies of the same galaxy appear in the sky. arranged in a pattern around the invisible mass that bent them. Astronomers call this an Einstein cross. The name honors the man whose equations predicted this phenomenon a century before we observed it. Each distorted image tells a story. Each tells us where the dark matter is. Each shows us the shape of the invisible gravitational field. It is as if dark matter is leaving fingerprints on light itself. We cannot touch dark matter. We cannot see it. But we can read the marks it leaves on the light passing nearby. This method has revealed something profound. The dark matter is not randomly scattered. It has structure. It concentrates around galaxies. It forms vast halos. These halos are not uniform. They have density gradients. They have shapes. They have influence. When light from a very distant galaxy passes through the halo of a closer galaxy, the bending is gentle. When light passes through the densest regions of dark matter, the bending is extreme. By studying many such lensing events, astronomers have created maps. Maps of invisible matter. Maps of what we cannot see but know must be there. The data is consistent. The measurements align. The mathematics works. Every observation confirms what we discovered in the previous explorations. Dark matter is 5 to 6 times more abundant than visible matter. It surrounds every galaxy. It holds every galaxy together. It shapes the universe's structure. But gravitational lensing reveals something more subtle. It shows us that dark matter is not evenly distributed. It concentrates most heavily toward the centers of galaxies. It extends outward in a vast sphere. The density decreases as you move away from the galaxy's core, but it extends far beyond the visible stars. This halo of dark matter is not a thin shell. It is a thick, three-dimensional sphere. It encompasses the entire galaxy. Our own Milky Way sits within such a halo. The Sun orbits within it. You stand within it right now. This invisible sphere surrounds you. It has surrounded you your entire life. The halo extends perhaps 10 times farther than the visible disk of the galaxy. Imagine the Milky Way's visible stars forming a flat disk. Now imagine an enormous sphere around that disk, extending far into space in all directions. That sphere is dark matter. That is what holds the galaxy together. Gravitational lensing proves this. The bending of light shows us the halo's extent. The bending patterns reveal the halo's density distribution. The mathematics transforms distortion into knowledge. We cannot see the halo. We cannot touch it. But we can read its presence in how it bends light. This is the power of patient observation. This is the gift of understanding how the universe speaks to us. Light carries information. Space carries structure. Gravity carries truth. When we learn to listen, the invisible becomes knowable. You exist within multiple invisible structures. The cosmic web of dark matter filaments connects galaxies across billions of light years. The galactic halo surrounds your galaxy. Within that halo, your solar system orbits. Within that solar system, your planet moves. All of this happens within the invisible. All of this is held together by what we cannot see. The universe is more than what meets the eye. It is more than light. It is more than the familiar. It is a place where the invisible is more abundant than the visible, where the unknown shapes the known, where gravity reveals what light alone could never show. As we move deeper into understanding dark matter's role, remember this: the universe is constantly speaking to us. It speaks through the bending of light. It speaks through the rotation of galaxies. It speaks through the structure of the cosmic web. We are learning to hear its voice. We are learning to understand the invisible that holds everything together. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, invisible sphere. Around you, billions of stars orbit in perfect harmony, held by forces you cannot see, cannot touch, cannot measure directly. This is the halo effect, the protective shell of dark matter that surrounds every galaxy, like an ancient guardian watching over a sleeping city. We have learned that galaxies spin too fast. We have seen how light bends around invisible masses. Now, we understand something deeper. These halos are not random clouds. They are structured, layered, and essential to everything that exists. Picture a galaxy at the center of this invisible sphere. The visible part, the stars, the gas, the dust you could theoretically observe through a telescope, occupies only a small region near the middle. But the halo extends outward, far beyond the last visible star. It stretches into darkness, growing thinner but never truly disappearing. Some halos reach distances 10 times wider than the visible galaxy itself. This is where the mystery deepens. Scientists call these structures dark matter halos, and they discovered something remarkable. The strength of these halos determines the fate of entire galaxies. A weak halo means a galaxy cannot hold its stars. A strong halo means a galaxy thrives, grows, and evolves across billions of years. Think of it like this. A galaxy is not floating alone in empty space. It swims within an ocean of invisible matter. This ocean has currents, depths, and boundaries. The halo is the shape of that ocean around each galaxy. Without it, stars would drift away like leaves on a river. With it, they remain bound, dancing together in the darkness. The halo effect explains something scientists puzzled over for decades. When they measured how fast galaxies rotate, the math did not work. Stars at the edge should move slowly, like planets far from the sun. Instead, they move almost as fast as stars near the center. This should be impossible. Yet it happens everywhere, in every galaxy they observe. The answer is the halo. As you move outward from the galaxy's center, visible matter becomes scarce, but invisible matter increases. The halo grows denser in a way that perfectly compensates for the loss of visible stars. It maintains the gravitational grip needed to keep distant stars in orbit. The halo is the reason galaxies do not tear themselves apart. Now imagine what this means for you. Your body contains atoms forged in stars. Those stars exist within a galaxy. That galaxy floats inside a dark matter halo. You are literally suspended within layers of invisible protection. The very structure that holds your galaxy together is dark matter. Without it, the sun would not exist. Without the sun, you would not exist. Scientists measure these halos indirectly, using the same techniques we explored before. They watch how galaxies move. They observe how light bends around them. They measure the rotation curves of stars and calculate backward to determine how much invisible matter must be present to explain what they see. The halo reveals itself through its effects, never directly, always through consequence. The density of dark matter in a halo is not uniform. Near the galaxy's center, it concentrates heavily. As you move outward, it thins gradually. This distribution is not random. Computer simulations show that dark matter naturally settles into these patterns under the influence of gravity alone. It creates a smooth, protective envelope around each galaxy. Different galaxies have different halos. A small galaxy might have a halo containing as much dark matter as 100 billion suns. A giant elliptical galaxy might have a halo containing 1,000 times more. The halo's size and strength correlate with the galaxy's visible size. Larger galaxies have larger halos. Denser galaxies have denser halos. There is a harmony here, a balance between visible and invisible matter that seems almost intentional. This brings us to something profound. The halo effect suggests that galaxies are not isolated islands. They are connected through their halos, overlapping in the darkness. Where halos touch, they influence each other gravitationally. They pull on each other across vast distances. This invisible network of halos is part of the cosmic web we discussed earlier. Dark matter does not simply surround individual galaxies. It connects them all. Scientists have discovered that when galaxies collide, their halos collide first. The visible stars rarely touch each other directly. Space is so vast that even in a collision, stars pass by each other. But the halos merge. The invisible matter combines. This merger of halos is what shapes the future of colliding galaxies. It determines whether they will merge into one or bounce apart. The halo effect also explains why galaxies cluster together. Galaxies do not distribute randomly across the universe. They gather in groups, bound by their combined gravitational pull. The halos of neighboring galaxies overlap, creating a shared gravitational field. This keeps them together, orbiting each other for billions of years. Consider this moment. Right now, as you breathe, your galaxy's halo extends outward, invisible but present. It reaches beyond the farthest stars we can see from Earth. It touches the halos of neighboring galaxies. It connects to the cosmic web of dark matter that spans the entire universe. You exist within this structure. You are part of it. The halo effect reveals something humbling. Most of what holds galaxies together is invisible. Most of what structures the universe is unknown. Scientists can measure it, calculate it, predict its behavior, but they cannot see it, they cannot touch it. They can only know it through its influence on things they can observe. This is the nature of dark matter. It is the hidden foundation. It is the invisible architect. It surrounds you, protects you, connects you to every other galaxy in the cosmos. The halo effect is not just a feature of distant galaxies. It is the fundamental structure within which all visible reality exists. Imagine two galaxies moving toward each other through the void. For billions of years they travel in silence, drawn together by gravity alone. Then they collide. Not in violent explosion as you might think, but in a slow, graceful dance that reveals something extraordinary about the invisible universe. When galaxy clusters meet, something remarkable happens. The visible matter, the stars, gas, and dust you could theoretically see, crashes together and slows down. It heats up. It radiates energy outward like two waves colliding on an ocean. But the dark matter passes through. It barely notices the collision at all. This is not theory. This is observation. This is the bullet cluster, discovered in the early 2000s, and it changed everything we thought we understood about the universe's hidden architecture. Picture two massive galaxy clusters, each containing trillions of stars. One cluster moves at tremendous speed toward another. When they meet, the ordinary matter, the visible component, gets tangled. Gas clouds compress. Friction creates heat. Radiation floods outward. This visible matter slows down, bunching up in the center where the collision is most violent. But watch what happens to the invisible. The dark matter halos surrounding each cluster pass right through each other. They do not collide. They do not slow down. They do not heat up. They simply continue moving forward, barely disturbed by the encounter, like ghosts walking through walls. Scientists could measure this separation. The visible matter clustered in one location. The dark matter halos continued onward, offset from the visible matter. For the first time, we had direct visual evidence that dark matter and visible matter were truly separate entities. They were not the same thing. Dark matter was not simply normal matter we could not see. It was fundamentally different. This discovery was profound. It meant that gravity itself was telling us a story. The visible matter moved one way because it interacted with other visible matter through electromagnetic forces, through friction, through radiation. But the dark matter moved another way, responding only to gravity, unaffected by all the chaos of collision and heat. Think of it this way. Imagine two schools of fish swimming toward each other through water. When they meet, the fish scatter, bump into each other, create chaos and commotion. But imagine invisible fish swimming through the same space. They would pass right through the visible fish without any interaction. They would continue their path undisturbed. This is what the bullet cluster showed us. The implications rippled through physics. If dark matter could pass through visible matter without interaction, then the universe was even more stratified than we realized. There were two separate realities occupying the same space. One made of atoms and light and chemistry and life. One made of something else entirely, something that only spoke the language of gravity. Scientists used sophisticated instruments to map both the visible and invisible matter in the bullet cluster. They saw where the regular matter had piled up. They saw where the dark matter had gone, using gravitational lensing to trace its path. The separation was clear, undeniable. The universe had revealed one of its deepest secrets through a cosmic collision. What does this mean for you, right now, in this moment? It means that you are surrounded by something you cannot touch, cannot see, cannot feel directly. The dark matter halos that hold galaxies together pass through your body constantly. They pass through the planet beneath you. They pass through every atom of your being. You are immersed in an invisible sea of gravitational influence that you will never directly experience. This is not frightening. It is liberating. It means that reality is far vaster and more mysterious than our senses can perceive. It means that the universe operates on principles beyond our immediate understanding. It means that we are part of something incomprehensibly large and ancient and strange. The bullet cluster showed us that the universe is not what we see. What we see is only the visible part. the luminous fraction, the part that glows and radiates and interacts with light. Beneath that visible layer lies something darker, something more massive, something that holds everything together through pure gravitational presence. Where are you listening from right now? What surrounds you in this moment? Consider that the dark matter halos of our own galaxy extend through your location, through your room, through the very air you breathe. You are never truly alone. You are always held within the gravitational embrace of the invisible universe. The bullet cluster collision continues to teach us. Every time we observe it, every time we refine our measurements, we learn more about how the universe is constructed. We learn that separation is possible even in collision. We learn that some things pass through chaos untouched. We learn that the most important forces in the cosmos are the ones we cannot see. This knowledge changes how we understand ourselves. If the universe is mostly invisible, mostly unknown, mostly beyond direct perception, then perhaps there is wisdom in accepting mystery. Perhaps there is peace in knowing that we live within something far greater than ourselves. Perhaps there is calm in understanding that we are held by forces we may never fully comprehend. The invisible universe does not demand our understanding. It simply exists, it simply holds, it simply maintains the structure of everything we know. And in that gentle, eternal presence, we find ourselves cradled within the cosmic dark. Right now, in this moment, you are suspended within something you cannot see, touch, or feel. Around you, above you, through you, flows an invisible ocean of matter. This ocean holds everything in place. Stars, planets, your own body. All of it floats in an invisible sea that makes up most of reality itself. For centuries, humans believed they understood the universe. We mapped the stars. We measured light. We built telescopes that could see farther than ever before. Yet something was profoundly wrong with our calculations. When astronomers observed how galaxies spin, the numbers did not match. The visible matter, all the stars, gas, and dust we could see, was not enough to hold galaxies together. The gravity from visible stars alone should have torn galaxies apart long ago. Yet galaxies remained intact, spinning gracefully through the cosmos. Something invisible was holding them together. Something vast, something that did not shine, something that did not interact with light at all. This is the fundamental mystery we now face. 95% of the universe is invisible to us. Let that settle into your mind for a moment. Not 95% of what we do not understand. 95% of what actually exists remains fundamentally beyond our direct perception. We cannot see it, we cannot measure it with light, we cannot touch it. We only know it is there because of what it does. Dark matter comprises 85% of all matter in the universe. Dark energy, an even stranger force, makes up another 70% of everything that exists. Together, they form the true skeleton of reality. The visible universe, everything we have ever seen with our eyes or our most powerful instruments, represents only 5% of what is actually there. Think about what this means. Every discovery you have ever learned about, every constellation mapped by ancient astronomers, every photograph taken by the Hubble Space Telescope, every star that has inspired human wonder, all of it is merely 5% of the story. The remaining 95% remains silent, invisible, and fundamentally mysterious. Scientists measure dark matter only through its gravitational effects. They never observe it directly. They see how it bends light from distant galaxies. They measure how fast galaxies rotate and calculate how much invisible matter must be present to explain that rotation. They observe galaxy clusters and determine that visible matter alone cannot account for their gravitational binding. Through these indirect methods, they map the invisible universe. It is as if you were in a dark room and could not see the walls, but you could throw a ball and hear it bounce back. By listening to where the echoes come from, you could map the room's shape without ever seeing it. This is how astronomers understand dark matter. They observe the echoes of its gravity. The distribution of dark matter is not random. It forms a cosmic web. Filaments of invisible matter stretch across billions of light years, connecting galaxy clusters like threads in an infinite tapestry. Galaxies are not scattered haphazardly through space. They cluster along these invisible highways, guided by the gravitational architecture of dark matter. When you look at the universe's large-scale structure, you see this pattern clearly. Galaxies gather in clusters and superclusters. Vast voids exist between them, regions almost empty of visible matter. Yet even these voids are filled with dark matter. The invisible universe has a structure, a geometry, a design that shapes everything we can see. This raises a profound question about the nature of reality itself. What is more real? What we can see, or what we cannot? For most of human history, we assumed that seeing was believing. The visible world was the true world. Everything else was speculation or imagination. But science has revealed something different. The visible world is like the tip of an iceberg. The vast majority of reality lies beneath the surface, in darkness, beyond our direct perception. We are like creatures living on the surface of an ocean, aware only of what breaks through to our level, ignorant of the depths below. And yet, despite this invisibility, dark matter is not mysterious in the sense of being unknown. We understand its properties. We know it does not interact with electromagnetic radiation. We know it has mass and creates gravitational fields. We know it responds to gravity and shapes the structure of the universe. Dark matter follows laws, just like visible matter does. What remains mysterious is its composition. What is dark matter made of? Scientists have proposed many candidates. Weakly interacting massive particles, or WIMPs, are one possibility. Axions are another. Perhaps dark matter consists of primordial black holes formed in the early universe. Perhaps it is something we have not yet imagined. Experiments deep underground, shielded from cosmic radiation, attempt to detect dark matter particles directly. These detectors wait, listening for the rare collision between a dark matter particle and an atomic nucleus. So far, they have not found definitive proof. Dark matter remains elusive, present everywhere yet impossible to grasp. This is the paradox of dark matter. It is the dominant form of matter in the universe. It shapes the structure of galaxies and galaxy clusters. It has been present since the earliest moments after the Big Bang. It is utterly fundamental to understanding how the universe works. And yet it remains invisible and undetected. You exist within this invisible matrix. Your atoms are held in place by the gravity of visible matter. But that visible matter itself is held in place by dark matter. The stars that warm your planet, the planet itself, your body, all of it is cradled within an invisible web of gravitational force. You are never alone. You are always surrounded by this cosmic presence. As you breathe, as you rest, as you let your mind drift into quietness, know that you are floating in something vast and ancient. This invisible ocean has shaped your existence. It has guided the formation of your galaxy, your star, your world. It remains with you now, holding everything together in perfect balance. The universe is far stranger and more wonderful than we ever imagined, and the greatest mysteries lie not in what we can see, but in what we cannot. Right now, as you breathe and listen, something profound is happening around you. The invisible matrix we spoke of does not simply exist in distant galaxies. It shapes everything near you. It shaped you. Dark matter did not create the universe by accident. Billions of years ago, when the first stars began to ignite, dark matter was already there, already working. Without it, nothing you see would exist. Not the sun above your world, not the ground beneath you, not the very atoms that compose your body. Think of dark matter as an architect working in complete silence. It does not announce itself. It does not emit light or heat or any signal we can detect directly. Yet every structure in the cosmos bears its fingerprints. Every galaxy, every star, every planet owes its existence to this invisible force. In the earliest moments after the Big Bang, the universe was nearly uniform. Matter and energy spread evenly, like a perfectly still ocean. But uniformity cannot create worlds. Uniformity cannot create life. Something had to break that perfect symmetry. That something was dark matter. The gravity of dark matter pulled normal matter together. Slowly, gently, it gathered hydrogen and helium into denser regions. These regions became the seeds of galaxies. Without dark matter's patient gravitational pull, these gases would have dispersed forever into the void. Stars would never have formed. Planets would never have coalesced. You would not be here. Consider your own solar system. The Sun sits at its center, burning steadily. Around it, 8 planets orbit in graceful paths. We see this arrangement and assume the Sun's gravity alone holds everything in place. But this is incomplete. Dark matter surrounds your solar system in an invisible halo. It contributes additional gravitational force. It stabilizes planetary orbits. It ensures that Earth remains at precisely the right distance from the Sun for liquid water to exist. This distance is not random. It is the result of billions of years of gravitational choreography, with dark matter as the silent dance partner. Now imagine zooming outward. Your solar system orbits within the Milky Way galaxy. The galaxy spins like a vast cosmic wheel containing billions of stars. We observe this rotation and measure the speeds at which stars move. The mathematics reveals something startling. The visible stars and gas cannot account for the rotational motion we observe. The galaxy should fly apart. The outer stars should drift away into space. Yet they do not. Something holds them. That something is dark matter. The dark matter halo surrounding the Milky Way is roughly 5 to 10 times more massive than all visible stars combined. It forms a spherical envelope extending far beyond the glowing disk of stars you might imagine when you think of a galaxy. This is where the poetry deepens. You are not merely standing on a planet orbiting a star. You are embedded within layers of invisible structure. You float in a dark matter halo that extends for hundreds of thousands of light years. You are cradled by forces you cannot see or touch or measure directly. Yet these forces are more real, more fundamental than anything you can observe with your eyes. Scientists have developed clever methods to detect dark matter's influence. They observe the light from distant galaxies. They measure how this light bends as it travels through space. The bending reveals the presence of massive, invisible structures between us and those galaxies. This technique is called gravitational lensing. It is like looking at objects through a distorted window. The distortion tells us about the window itself, even if we cannot see it clearly. Another method involves observing the motion of galaxies within clusters. Galaxies orbit their common center of gravity, much as planets orbit stars. By measuring these orbital speeds, scientists calculate the total mass required to hold the cluster together. The visible matter accounts for only a small fraction. The rest must be dark matter. These measurements are consistent across the universe. Whether scientists study nearby galaxies or look back toward the edge of the observable cosmos, the same pattern emerges. Dark matter comprises roughly 85% of all matter. Visible matter, the substance of stars and planets and you, comprises only 15%. This realization carries profound implications. You are made of the rarer material. Your atoms, your molecules, your entire physical form represents a minority constituent of the universe. The majority is invisible, unknowable, mysterious. Yet dark matter is not truly mysterious in the sense of being incomprehensible. Scientists have developed theories about its nature. They propose that dark matter consists of particles that barely interact with normal matter at all. These particles pass through you constantly, billions of them every second, without leaving any trace. They do not collide with your atoms. They do not transfer energy, they simply flow through you like ghosts through a wall. Some researchers suggest dark matter particles might be called WIMPs, an acronym for weakly interacting massive particles. Others propose axions, hypothetical particles so small and numerous that they could account for all dark matter in the universe. Still others explore more exotic possibilities, but all these theories share a common thread. Dark matter is fundamentally different from anything in your everyday experience. The universe has revealed itself to be stranger than our ancestors imagined. It is not made primarily of the things we can see and touch. It is dominated by an invisible substance whose nature remains one of science's deepest mysteries. And you right now are suspended within it. As you continue listening, let this thought settle into your awareness. You are not alone in the darkness. You are held by forces older than time itself. You are part of a cosmic structure so vast and complex that human minds can barely comprehend it. Yet you exist within it. You are shaped by it. You are, in a very real sense, made from the same gravitational fabric that binds the entire universe together. Right now, as you listen, scientists across the world are asking a question that keeps them awake at night. What is dark matter really made of? We know it exists. We know it shapes galaxies, holds stars in their orbits, and surrounds you in an invisible embrace. Yet we have never touched it, seen it, or measured it directly. This uncertainty is not a failure of science. It is the honest face of discovery. For decades, physicists have proposed theories about dark matter's true nature. The leading candidates are called WIMPs, weakly interacting massive particles. Imagine particles so elusive that billions could pass through your body every second without leaving a trace. They move through walls, through planets, through you. A WIMP might travel across the entire Earth without colliding with a single atom. These particles are not theoretical fantasy. They emerge from the mathematics of particle physics, from equations that describe the fundamental forces of nature. If WIMPs exist, they would explain dark matter's behavior perfectly. Yet despite decades of searching in underground laboratories, shielded from cosmic rays and radiation, scientists have not captured a single WIMP. The silence is profound. Another theory speaks of axions. Picture particles so small and so light that they drift through space like invisible wind. Axions would be produced in the cores of stars, born from extreme heat and pressure. They would stream through the universe, passing through everything without resistance. Some physicists believe axions could be detected using specially designed instruments called haloscopes, machines sensitive enough to catch whispers of particles that barely exist. Both theories share something essential: humility. Science does not claim to know the final answer. It proposes, tests, and remains open to being wrong. This openness is where wisdom lives. You exist within a universe that is 95% mystery. That number should change how you feel about reality. Most of what exists cannot be seen. Most of what holds galaxies together, most of what keeps you anchored to Earth through gravity, remains invisible and unknown. The universe is not hiding from us. We are simply learning to see. Consider what this means for your understanding of existence. Every night sky you observe contains far more darkness than light. Every star you see is embedded in a halo of invisible matter, a ghost-like sphere, extending far beyond what telescopes reveal. The light we see is merely the visible tip of an enormous hidden structure. Scientists measure dark matter through its gravitational effects alone. They observe how galaxies rotate faster than visible matter could explain. They map the way light bends around massive galaxy clusters, revealing the presence of invisible mass beneath. They measure the temperature of the cosmic microwave background radiation, that ancient light from the early universe, and find signatures of dark matter woven throughout. These measurements are not direct. They are like knowing wind exists by watching leaves move. Knowing sound exists by feeling vibrations. Knowing gravity exists by watching apples fall. We infer the presence of dark matter from its consequences, never from meeting it face to face. This method has proven remarkably powerful. It has allowed scientists to map the distribution of dark matter across billions of light years. They have discovered that dark matter forms a cosmic web, vast filaments connecting galaxy clusters across unimaginable distances. You, right now, sit at a junction point in this invisible web, held in place by forces you cannot perceive. The leading theories about dark matter's nature represent humanity's best guesses based on our current understanding of physics. Yet each theory has challenges. WIMPs have eluded detection despite sensitive experiments. Axions remain theoretical. Other candidates, like primordial black holes or sterile neutrinos, add to the complexity. The truth is that none of these theories has been definitively proven, and that is beautiful. Science advances not through certainty, but through careful questioning. Each failed experiment teaches something. Each theory that does not quite fit the data brings us closer to understanding. The fact that dark matter remains mysterious after decades of study shows that the universe is far stranger and more wonderful than our current knowledge encompasses. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast forest in complete darkness. You cannot see the trees, but you can feel the wind moving through them. You can hear the branches shifting. You can sense the presence of something immense surrounding you. This is how scientists approach dark matter. They cannot see it directly, but they perceive its influence everywhere. This perception has transformed our understanding of reality. Before dark matter was proposed, Astronomers believed visible matter, stars, gas, dust, planets, made up most of the universe. Observations shattered this assumption. The universe revealed itself to be fundamentally different from what we thought we knew. Such revelations humble us. They remind us that knowledge is not fixed, but evolving. What we believe today may be refined or replaced tomorrow. This is not weakness in science, it is strength. The willingness to be wrong, to question, to seek deeper understanding, these are the foundations of genuine discovery. As you drift through this invisible matrix of dark matter, you are part of a cosmos that still holds profound mysteries. You are surrounded by forces you cannot measure directly, held in place by particles you cannot see. Yet through careful observation and thoughtful reasoning, humanity has begun to understand these invisible ghosts that shape all existence. The universe invites us to wonder. It asks us to remain curious, to accept uncertainty, and to find peace in the fact that there is always more to learn. In this acceptance lies a kind of freedom, the freedom to explore without demanding immediate answers, to sit with mystery and find it beautiful. Your place in this cosmic web is real, even if the forces holding you there remain invisible. That paradox, being held by what you cannot see, is the fundamental truth of existence itself. Right now, in this moment, you are observing. Your eyes move across these words. Your mind constructs meaning from symbols. This simple act, observation, connects you to one of the deepest mysteries in physics. The moment you look at something, you change it. And the universe, it seems, knows you are watching. Scientists have long wondered about this peculiar relationship between the observer and reality. When they study dark matter, they face an extraordinary paradox. They cannot see it directly. They cannot measure it with instruments designed to capture light or heat. Yet the moment they observe the effects of dark matter, the way galaxies spin, the way light bends around invisible masses, they know it exists. The observer changes nothing about dark matter itself, yet observation reveals its presence. This is the observer's paradox. We exist within a universe that is fundamentally hidden from us. 95% of all existence remains invisible. You walk through this invisible realm every moment. Your body moves through dark matter as easily as a fish moves through water, unaware of the medium surrounding it. The dark matter does not resist you. It does not interact with your atoms or your consciousness. It simply holds the universe together while remaining eternally silent. Think about this carefully. When you look at the night sky, you see stars. Your eyes collect photons, particles of light that traveled across vast distances to reach you. But you are not seeing most of the universe. The stars you observe represent only a tiny fraction of what exists. Between the stars, within galaxies, throughout all of space, dark matter flows invisibly. It outnumbers visible matter by a factor of 5. For every atom in your body, for every star in the sky, there are 5 times more dark matter particles passing through everything. Yet here is the profound mystery. The act of observation itself raises questions that physics cannot fully answer. When scientists measure dark matter's gravitational effects, they are not observing dark matter directly. They are observing the consequences of its presence. They measure how a galaxy rotates faster than it should, given the visible matter alone. They measure how light from distant galaxies bends as it passes through invisible masses. They are reading the universe's fingerprints, not seeing the hand that left them. This creates a philosophical paradox that extends beyond science. Your consciousness observes the world. You see colors, hear sounds, feel textures. But what you perceive is not the world itself. It is your brain's interpretation of signals from the world. You are an observer, yet you never directly perceive reality. You perceive only the effects of reality on your senses. You exist in a universe of interpretations, not direct knowledge. Dark matter teaches us something humbling. It shows us that the universe operates on principles we can measure, but not fully comprehend. We can predict how dark matter behaves. We can map its distribution across galaxies. We can calculate its gravitational effects with remarkable precision. Yet we cannot say with certainty what it is. We cannot hold it in our hands. We cannot see it with our eyes. We can only know it through its consequences. This is not a failure of science, this is the nature of understanding itself. Every observation requires a boundary between the observer and the observed. You cannot fully observe yourself observing. Your consciousness cannot completely examine its own nature. Similarly, instruments cannot measure dark matter directly because dark matter does not interact with the electromagnetic spectrum. The very properties that make dark matter so abundant in the universe also make it invisible to our most powerful tools. Yet this invisibility brings a strange comfort. It means the universe is vaster than we can imagine. It means reality extends far beyond what our senses can detect. It means that even with all our technology, all our mathematics, all our scientific knowledge, we remain humble before the cosmos. We are observers of a universe that is fundamentally larger than our ability to perceive it. Consider this as you breathe. Your lungs fill with air. Your body absorbs oxygen. But you do not see the oxygen molecules. You do not observe them directly. You observe only the effects, the energy they provide, the way your body functions. Similarly, you move through dark matter constantly. It holds you to this planet. It shapes the galaxy that contains your star. Yet you observe it only through its gravitational effects. The observer's paradox teaches us that consciousness and universe are not separate. You are part of this invisible web. Your observations contribute to humanity's collective understanding of reality. Every time you wonder about the cosmos, every time you question what exists beyond your perception, you participate in the grand human effort to understand our place in this hidden universe. As you move toward the closing moments of this journey, let this thought settle within you. The universe does not need your observation to exist. Dark matter existed long before human eyes evolved to see the stars. Yet your observation, your curiosity, your willingness to contemplate the invisible, these things connect you to something profound. They connect you to the same force that holds galaxies together. Where are you listening from right now? What time is it in your location? I would like to know how this moment of reflection finds you. Right now, in this very moment, you are moving through something you cannot see, cannot touch, cannot feel directly, yet it holds you. It holds everything. This invisible presence flows through your body, through the air around you, through the walls of your home, through the vast emptiness between stars. Dark matter is not a distant concept confined to distant galaxies. It is here, it is now, it is you. Your existence is fundamentally woven into this cosmic fabric of invisibility. When you breathe, dark matter passes through your lungs. When you think, it surrounds your brain. When you sleep, it cradles you in its gentle, eternal embrace. Scientists estimate that for every particle of ordinary matter that makes up your body, your planet, your sun, there are 5 to 6 particles of dark matter occupying the same space, interpenetrating everything without collision, without interaction, without the slightest disturbance. Imagine standing in a river at night. You cannot see the water, yet you feel its current. You know it is there because you sense its effects. Your body is pushed, guided, held by forces you perceive indirectly. This is precisely how dark matter exists within our universe. It is the river in which all visible matter swims. Galaxies float within it like ships upon an ocean you cannot see. Consider your own atoms for a moment. Each atom is mostly empty space. The nucleus occupies an infinitesimally small fraction of the atom's volume, yet it contains most of the mass. Around this nucleus, electrons orbit in probability clouds. Between these particles, there is nothing but space. Yet dark matter exists even within this emptiness. It permeates the gaps, the voids, the spaces between spaces. You are not solid. You are a collection of forces and fields, held together by gravity that itself depends upon dark matter's presence. Your planet orbits your sun because dark matter's gravitational influence stabilizes this cosmic dance. Without it, your sun would not have formed. Without it, your planet would not exist. Without it, you would not be here contemplating this mystery. Every breath you take is a gift of dark matter's invisible architecture. Every heartbeat follows rhythms set by gravitational forces that depend upon this cosmic substance you cannot perceive. Scientists have developed ingenious methods to measure dark matter's presence without ever detecting it directly. They observe how light bends around massive galaxy clusters, creating what they call gravitational lensing. They measure how galaxies rotate faster than they should, if only visible matter existed. They detect the subtle patterns in the cosmic microwave background radiation, the afterglow of creation itself, and these patterns reveal dark matter's fingerprints written across the universe's oldest light. Yet despite these measurements, dark matter remains fundamentally mysterious. You live within it constantly, but you cannot know it through direct sensation. This creates a profound philosophical position. Your reality is shaped by forces you cannot perceive. Your existence depends upon something you cannot measure with your senses. This is not a limitation of science alone. This is a fundamental truth about existence itself. Think about how this changes your understanding of being alive. You are not isolated in empty space. You are immersed in a medium so pervasive, so fundamental, that it might be more accurate to say that dark matter is the primary substance of the universe, and ordinary matter is the exception, the rare ingredient that creates complexity, consciousness, and wonder. You are swimming in an invisible ocean, yet you move freely, unaware of its presence, guided by forces you cannot name. The boundaries between you and the universe are not as clear as you might imagine. The dark matter that flows through your body is the same dark matter that flows through distant galaxies, billions of light years away. It is the same substance that held together the first stars, the first galaxies, the first structures in the universe's earliest moments. You are made of stardust, yes, but you are also made of the invisible scaffolding that holds stars in place. This realization brings a particular kind of peace. You are not separate from the universe. You are not an observer standing outside of cosmic processes. You are embedded within them. You are part of the dark matter's influence, even as it flows through you. The boundary between self and cosmos dissolves when you truly contemplate this reality. Scientists continue searching for direct detection of dark matter particles. Experiments deep underground, shielded from cosmic rays, wait for the rare moment when a dark matter particle might collide with ordinary matter. These experiments represent humanity's determination to know the unknown, to measure the unmeasurable, to bring the invisible into the realm of direct perception. Yet even if these experiments succeed, dark matter will remain mysterious in a deeper sense. Understanding its particles does not fully explain why it exists, what its ultimate nature might be, or whether there are forms of reality beyond even dark matter that we have yet to imagine. Living within dark matter means accepting that most of reality exists beyond your direct perception. This acceptance brings a particular kind of humility. You are not the center of the universe. You are not even made primarily of the substance that fills the universe. You are a rare, complex arrangement of ordinary matter, temporarily organized into a form capable of wonder, existing within an ocean of invisible forces that dwells beyond your senses. Yet this invisibility is not emptiness, it is fullness. It is presence. It is the foundation upon which all visible structures rest. Dark matter is not absence of something. It is presence of something we have not yet fully understood. This distinction matters. You live not in an empty void, but in a rich, complex, invisible reality that sustains everything you know. As you rest now, let this knowledge settle into your consciousness. You are held by invisible forces. You are guided by cosmic gravity that depends upon dark matter's presence. You are not alone in empty space. You are cradled within an infinite, invisible matrix of reality that extends in all directions through all dimensions, connecting you to the farthest galaxies and the deepest mysteries of existence. As we reach the end of this journey through invisible cosmos, something profound settles into stillness. You have traveled from the edges of human understanding into the heart of mystery itself. Not the mystery that frightens, but the mystery that breathes with you, that holds you gently in its infinite embrace. Throughout these moments together, we have discovered that the universe speaks in a language beyond sight. We learned that most of reality remains hidden, woven into the fabric of existence like silence between notes in a symphony. Dark matter, those cosmic ghosts, do not demand our recognition. They simply exist, quietly shaping everything we see, everything we are. Think back to where we began. We asked a simple question: what holds galaxies together? What invisible force keeps stars from drifting into endless void? Science offered us an answer wrapped in mystery. 95% of the universe we discovered belongs to realms we cannot touch directly. We measure dark matter only through its effects, like feeling wind without seeing it, like knowing love exists because of how it changes us. This knowledge might have once seemed unsettling. How can we trust what we cannot see? Yet this question itself reveals something beautiful about human consciousness. We are creatures capable of sensing beyond our immediate perception. We can measure gravity's pull on distant galaxies. We can calculate the invisible scaffolding that supports creation. We stand on this small planet, looking outward, and somehow we know. The scientists who dedicated their lives to understanding dark matter never saw it directly. They may never. Yet through patient observation, through mathematical elegance, through the willingness to sit with uncertainty, they revealed a deeper truth. Reality is far more vast, far more intricate than our senses alone could ever suggest. This acceptance does not diminish us. It elevates us. You have learned that dark matter flows through your body constantly. It has done so since before you were born and will continue long after. Every atom within you moves through this invisible ocean. Your planet dances within it. Your galaxy swims through it like a creature in an endless sea. This is not poetic metaphor alone. This is physics. This is fact. And yet it reads like poetry because truth, when fully understood, transcends the boundary between science and art. What does this mean for how you live? Perhaps it means carrying a quiet humility, the certainty we sometimes cling to, the belief that we understand our world completely softens when we truly grasp how much remains unknown. Yet, humility here is not defeat. It is freedom. It liberates us from the burden of needing all answers. It opens space for wonder. Consider this. You are never alone in the universe, not because of what you can see around you, but because of what you cannot see. Invisible forces guide your existence at every moment. The dark matter holding your galaxy together, the gravitational webs connecting billions of stars, the quantum mysteries underlying all matter. These are not separate from you. They are the very ground of your being. This understanding transforms how we might approach our brief time in this cosmos. When we recognize how small we are, how much we do not know, something unexpected happens. We become larger. Our perspective expands. The anxieties that seemed so pressing reveal themselves as small ripples on an infinite ocean. This does not mean problems disappear. It means we hold them differently, with perspective earned through contemplation of the cosmos itself. The journey through dark matter has been a journey inward as well. Each time we explored the invisible universe, we were also exploring the invisible dimensions of consciousness, of awareness, of the mystery that lives within us. For we too are partly invisible. Our thoughts cannot be measured directly. Our consciousness remains one of science's deepest puzzles. Perhaps we are not so different from dark matter after all, forces that shape reality yet remain fundamentally mysterious. As you move forward from this moment, you carry with you a new awareness. When you look at the night sky, you will know that most of what exists is invisible. When you feel the ground beneath your feet, you will sense the dark matter flowing through it. When you breathe, you will remember that you exist within an invisible universe that has supported your every moment. This knowledge is a gift. It is the gift of perspective. It is the gift of humility, paired with wonder. It is the recognition that being human means standing at the threshold between the known and the unknown, forever reaching toward understanding while accepting that mystery will always remain. The universe does not reveal all its secrets easily. It asks us to be patient, curious, humble. It asks us to observe carefully, to think deeply, to feel the profound beauty in what we cannot fully grasp. This is the invitation the cosmos extends to every conscious being within it. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of cosmic apparitions, of invisible ghosts that hold galaxies and stars, and you in their gentle gravitational embrace. If this journey has brought you moments of peace, of wonder, of deeper understanding, I would deeply appreciate your like and your subscription to Relaxing Science. Your presence here matters. Your curiosity feeds the spirit of discovery that has always driven humanity forward. Please share in the comments below. What aspect of dark matter resonated most deeply with you? How has this understanding shifted your perception of reality? Where are you in the world? As you listen to these words, I would love to know. Your reflections create a community of seekers, all exploring the mysteries of existence together. May you carry this sense of wonder into your days and nights. May you remember that you are held by forces far greater than yourself, and that this knowledge brings not fear but peace. The universe continues its ancient dance, and you dance with it, visible and invisible, known and unknown, forever part of something infinitely beautiful. Until we meet again in contemplation of the cosmos, rest in the knowledge that mystery itself is the greatest gift.